What's up, guys? It's time for another 8mm Mauser water jug penetration test. This time I'm going to try another hand load, and it's going to be the Barnes 160 grain TTSX, or Tip Triple Shock X bullet. I have it loaded on exactly 54 grains of CFE 223. These are solid copper bullets, but they're supposed to expand pretty quickly, so it should be interesting to see what one of these will do. This will be my second time doing a water jug penetration test with a hand load. Last time I tried the Spear 150 grain soft point. So now let's see what the Barnes 160 grain TTSX will do. This time I lined up 9 jugs, and I'll be shooting from about 10 yards away. Alright, here goes the Barnes 160 grain TTSX water jug penetration test. Alright, now let's take a look at what the Barnes TTSX did. In my last test with the Spear 150 grain, half of it fell off long ways. This time it just split in half like that. And the first jug flew way over here. So jug number 1 was all the way over here. And there's the table right there. So, and you can see water splashed into the ground all over here. And here's jug number 1. Unfortunately, I had a pretty bad entry. Look, our entry was like right here. I was wanting it to be like right here, but whatever. I think the point of entry has an effect on what happens to the jug, obviously, because it got hit right here and it flew like 15 yards this way. So probably if it got hit here, it would have flown this way. And had I hit it dead center, it probably would have exploded in half like we saw with the Spear 150 grain. But I'm not sure, that's just my assumption. So jug number 1 was 15 or 20 yards to the left. And here's jug number 2, about 7 yards to the left. Also pretty devastated. Look at the entry. Nice looking entry from the copper pellets or whatever they are expanding like they're supposed to. Massive exit hole, it looks like. And jug number 3 is just laying right here. It didn't go very far. And our entry was now way to the right side. Look at that. So it was going more to the right through each jug pretty much. But we still had an exit right there on the very right edge. Weird looking exit now. It was probably tumbling at this point. And then jug number 4 is right here. Entered right there, even more to the right side. Must be shooter error. For some reason I shot to the right side with this test, which is pretty unfortunate because there goes 4 more jugs. But there's our entry, and it came out right there on the side of it. And it stopped right there. It didn't go into 5 or any further. Looks like it was probably still tumbling too on the exit on number 4. I kind of think it would have at least went into jug number 5 had it not come out the side. So that was the first attempt from the Barnes 160 grain TTSX. I'll probably try this again. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better results. Okay, here goes our second try with the Barnes TTSX. Alright, and here's what happened from the second attempt. It seems like we had much better results that time. There's a piece of jug laying right here. And I believe this is the top of the first jug. And you can see the exit hole on it. And there's the bottom of the first jug. This time I used the other half of the board that broke, and it broke again. So 3 times in a row now the board is breaking in half. This one broke in multiple pieces actually. Look, 1, 2, 3. But anyways, let's look at our jugs. Oh yeah, look at that. Annihilated the first jug. There's our entry side. And you can see that was the entry hole right there. So a lot better this time. Last time the entry was like right here. This time right here. And that's the difference. So since I hit it more center, they went to the right, and also the jug completely exploded in half. So by hitting it in the center, it seems like it absorbed more energy than by hitting it on the right side. At least that's what it seems like to me, because the jug is destroyed even more. I think that's part of the first jug laying over here also. A jug fragment. So anyways, that was our entry on jug number 1 right there, I think. And the rest of the jug that's missing is just laying all over the place, like there, and another piece there. So that was our entry. And that's the exit side. The bullet, you can tell, came out right there with the nice mushroom expansion again. So jug number 1 annihilated. Jug number 2 is laying right here. And wow, it seems like jug number 2 even took more damage this time. Can't even tell where the entry was, but that was definitely the exit. So the entry must have been right here. And somehow there's a hole in the bottom too. I don't understand what happened there. That's weird. And that was the exit hole, obviously. So on the entry side, it just opened up completely. Almost blown in half, but not quite. A lot of damage done to jug number 2 this time. That's really impressive, actually. So there's the exit side of jug number 2. And this is jug number 3. There's the entry right there. Not nearly as damaged as jug number 2. The bullet's starting to run out of energy at this point, obviously. Still destroyed it pretty bad though. It's opened up there at the handle. And here on the side. And there's the exit hole. So there's where it came out of jug number 3 and into jug number 3. This is jug number 4. There's the entry. Weird looking entry now, it's probably tumbling at this point. Still split it open here under the handle and split it at the bottom here. And it exited right there. So there's our exit on jug number 4. The side broke and it entered right there one more time. And jug number 5. I hear something bouncing around. So I went into jug number 5 here. A long looking entry, it was probably tumbling a different way now. And this jug's not split anywhere, so the bullet must have exerted the majority of its energy. But it looks like there's a tiny little exit hole, or an attempt at an exit. Because here's the next jug, jug number 6. Looks like there's a little entry hole there, it's leaking. But there's no exit, and there's no bullet inside of it. But you can hear the bullet in jug number 5. And let's take a look inside. There it is. Cool. So this time we recovered the projectile, and there it is. So here's the projectile recovered from jug number 5. And yeah, it seems like it definitely didn't break apart at all. Seems to have retained nearly 100% of its weight. Little X on the bottom. That's a pretty nice looking mushroom there though. Pretty cool. Like I said, it's designed to expand like that, and that's why we had those weird looking entries on some of them that look pretty much just like that. So that's it. The Barnes 160 TTSX stopped right at the very back of jug number 5 and tried to poke its way into jug number 6, but just couldn't make it. But it did devastating damage to jug number 1 and 2 especially, and then quite a bit to 3 and a little bit to 4, and then just poked a little hole into jug number 5 and split jug number 6 a little, as we saw. I'm definitely glad I did the test again. We had much better results this time. We even recovered the projectile, so that's really cool. Pretty nice and clean looking still, besides the rifling marks. Definitely a pretty cool bullet though. So that's what the Barnes 160 grain TTSX will do. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching.